Well, I sure hope you guys said goodbye to these brands and products because today's video is all about makeup that is done for, as in the brands are gone. They no longer exist. They've closed down. They've shut their doors. They've ended it. I know, it's so sad. And this is obviously different than like limited edition makeup because limited edition just means that a product is only available for a certain time, but the brand is still around. Like I said, these brands are no longer around. So let's just get into it. I unfortunately, like the first things I'm going to be using aren't, because I don't have foundations and primers from brands that no longer exist. So we won't get into that, but I am retrying the Face Glaze from Beauty Project. If you saw my Sephora try on haul, then you already know. So I'm gonna just put a little bit of this on, like a very tiny amount, and I'm kind of keeping it to the outer edges of my face. I've used this a couple times since that video, and I'm really just trying to get my thoughts on it. I love the way that it feels on my skin, but it does kind of, you know, make me a little more oily. So I'm trying different combinations. I'm really trying to figure it out. In my pore area really fast, I'm gonna use this e.l.f. one. This is a color correcting acne fighting putty primer. I find this does a good job of like getting into my pores and kind of just giving me a tiny bit of smoothing without being too mattifying or kind of like weird on my skin. So I'm just gonna kind of dab and kind of tap and rub, like getting it into the pores really. That's the goal. All right, we're getting close to the products that I was talking about. I'm just, you know, leaving a little bit of suspense here, I guess. For foundation, I thought I would try out this Stay Naked Quickie Concealer. I don't know how to feel about this. I hope it's not too light, but I thought I would use it like as an actual foundation. I know, again, it is a concealer, but I feel like it would look nice as a foundation. I think I've done that before, but I was trying to do like a quick makeup look, and as much as like I want my makeup to not take forever today, I do want still a perfected like nice look. So it's too late. Holy shit, it's too late. We're gonna need the bronzer to come through. While we're here, while I'm blending this out, I'd love to know what brands you are just like so sad have left us. I mean, obviously the big ones here, Becca, Addison Rae's Item Beauty, which I'll be talking about a lot of products from, that has closed down. Kylove, you guys know I love Kylove, formerly known as Muse Beauty. They also closed down last year. So, you know, there's a lot of brands and I foresee this happening more and more. It's interesting. I almost feel like there is a little bit of a renaissance happening with beauty, but it's more happening, I think, on other social media platforms. Like, I don't think it's really happening here on YouTube, to be honest. I think TikTok still has that. But, you know, certain brands are doing better than ever or are on the come up, but oh my, look how pale this is. Oh my gosh. I look like I'm interviewing to be a vampire. Interview with, interview as. I need my bronzer to really do something today. I don't know if I've ever been this tan. I really don't. I can never remember ever like doing my makeup and seeing this much of a difference happening. Okay, anyway, a little bit of corrector for my under eye. Anyway, all that to say is like there are a lot of up and coming brands and things I want to try. Like I am so excited and like rejuvenated with my love of makeup, but I feel like some of the bigger brands or even like brands that have been around a while but maybe are a little bit lesser known, I guess I wouldn't be surprised if some of those ones don't make it, whereas other brands are kind of thriving. I think part of it is that when you're like bigger and like bought by then a really large company, like you're part of one of the 6 that are out there, it's harder to be agile, be nimble, stay with the times and really be up on it. Whereas like these fresher brands, they're smaller, you know, and they might start off with less product, but they have like a fresh vision. They're like kind of addressing concerns or holes in the market, you know, they're like on trend, creating trends themselves. So that can be kind of hard, especially if like a brand already has an established kind of thing or had its kind of peak. Trying to keep up, trying to stay relevant can definitely be tough, you know? And so I don't know, I wouldn't be surprised to see more and more brands kind of closing down. It's tough to say though, because there are a lot of brands that have huge, massive audiences that aren't on social media, that are just everyday people buying the product. Like for most of my family and friends, they use the same products over and over. They rebuy the same stuff, and every now and then, maybe from me or, you know, they see something online, they try that. I would say that's what a lot of people are doing, and I might not see that on social media, but that doesn't mean it's not happening, and that doesn't mean that it's not keeping brands definitely alive. So, okay, we're on to the first product that actually is gone, and of course it's Becca. Becca, oh, it's so sad. At this point though, like, Becca's been gone a while. We know this. This is not... new news. We definitely should be trying to use up some of these products, trying to get them through our collection, I would say overall. This is the bronzer. This is definitely a fan fave, I would say, from the brand. And I bought this actually after the fact. I bought it like right after the closing at like a TJ Maxx or something for like maybe $14. This is the shade Bali Sands, and I do really like it. I think it's a nice bronzer. Probably should have used it more when they were actually available, alive and well. Becca is still one of those brands I'm like, man, if they could only have held on a little bit longer, I think they could have like saved it. I really do. I think it's interesting they chose to cut it. I think they needed to maybe find a few more repurchasable items, like Get Good Brow products, or actually start releasing eyeshadows, or just releasing more products in general. I find that seems to be a way to kind of stay relevant and kind of like keep Tarzan swinging from vine to vine. But I don't know, what the fuck do I know? Outside, that's what it definitely looked like. And I've said this before, but I really felt like their like image was really starting to trend with that no makeup look, with like more natural makeup. Like I really thought we were getting there. I was starting to like really enjoy their products again, but alas, they are gone. I really would have loved to see so many of the products like nowadays, what Becca would have come out with, what's trending now. Like I would have loved it. I would have love to see it. Okay, I really feel like the bronzer at least helped. I really tried to like beef it up so that I just have like a brighter under eye, hopefully, even though that's like my entire foundation shade. Next, we have Item Beauty. I have actually quite a few Item Beauty products, and I will admit I completely slept on Item Beauty, and I really feel like Item Beauty was a brand. Oh, okay. Well, I'm gonna take back everything I said, because what the fuck? This blush is just out. What is happening? It doesn't matter, it's not like they are existing anymore, but I completely slept on Item Beauty. And I look back and I think the fact that it was more like celebrity brand, and I really feel like at the time when just it felt like everyone's coming out with a freaking brand, you know, it can get a little bit tiresome, it can get a little grating, and it stopped me from trying the brand. I don't even know who Addison Rae is. I have nothing against her. I just, you know, it just made me not want to try the brand and kind of just be a little, I don't know, turned off or a little bit rebellious to not try a new brand. But everything I really have tried is really good. And to think of the price point, it was a more affordable brand at Sephora. It was trendy. They had lip oils. These are the cream blushes, which are really great. I'm using that one that was like effed up and came out the packaging, which is the shade It's Verified. But the cream blushes are really great. Even this messed up one, like, it's beautiful. I have a lip oil that I think is pretty dang good. I really love the mascara. I'm gonna use that in a little bit, but that was really great as well. So there was just a lot from the brand that actually is good once I tried it. And now that I know that, had that experience, it does make me a little bit sad that the brand's not around to be an affordable price point at Sephora. You know, it's like nice that you could go in there, get good quality products, get trending products, products that are the type of face you would want to do nowadays and not break the bank, you know what I mean? But it's gone. So definitely slept on this too much, and it makes me, that's one of the things that, like, my experience with the Item Beauty stuff makes me want to try more makeup like when it comes out, so I can let you guys know what's good while it's like available, because I feel like so many of these products would be things I would recommend, honestly, if I had tried them sooner. For highlighter, I technically have two options. So I have a cream. This is one of the oldest products in my collection at this point. I've been doing a pretty dang good job of keeping up with the age of stuff in my collection, but from Glossier, they used to have a Glossier Play line. So obviously Glossier is alive and well. They just went into Sephora, and I'm assuming we're gonna see a lot more products coming out from them, like more often, because of the fact that they're in Sephora's. But they had Glossier Play, and this is the only thing I have left from Glossier Play, the little cream highlighter. But I think this illuminator is so pretty. The like little doe foot is kind of funny to me, but it is really so good. So I keep it around until it starts smelling. I'll probably keep it. Plus, you know, it's nice for videos like this, kind of reminiscing on some things. I'm trying to think. There was a brand, it's like more natural, but they also closed down recently. I don't know. I always get so sad when I hear the news of a brand closing, but at the end of the day, it's kind of like, what do we expect? It just to go, once it's created, it goes for forever. Like, I guess that's not realistic, and I understand that too, you know? I forgot that I have to do this like little by little or it'll dry. Oops, here I am just patting out my face for hours at a time. But we're going to cover that with more highlighter because I think the only Becca highlighter I have left in my collection is actually a collab one. So this is Berlin Girl Glow. I'm going to use that. Hopefully it looks okay though, because like we've all seen, I'm a little more tan and I don't know if this is going to be a little too icy, but I'm just going to put that on top. I forget that highlighters became like not as popular. But Becca was known for their highlighter, so I guess it makes a little bit more sense that, you know, people weren't even buying what was really their staple product at the time. I'll say it every time, but they should have brought back those like moussey, shimmery cream blushes. They should have brought those back. What were they thinking? All right, I'm gonna do eyebrows really fast. These are just my normal eyebrow products. They're not like long gone products or brands. I don't have any products from brands like that, and it also makes sense because you actually go through brow product a little bit faster. All right, we're already on to eyes, you guys. I'm just gonna prime a little bit before we get into some cool products. I feel like the palettes were really what inspired me. Like I really wanted to use at least one of these or a combination, do something fun, because it's always about the new and now, and you know, I get that for videos, I get that for like what I do, but it's fun to revisit. So we have some Kylove here. I'm going to show you all the 9 pans. This one's the Van Gogh palette. This is one of my favorites. It's so colorful though. Like even when I think about this, it's like, wow, I've changed that much, because this feels like a newer product still in my collection. Like when I think about it, which is not true, but in my head. This is the Les Jardins palette. Jardin.
Like Jardin, no, you know, yeah.
Jardin.
Jardin.
Yeah. Jardin.
Yeah.
Okay.
And then just like let the N fall off. Don't really even say it. Just think about it existing.
Thank you. Know? Yeah, thank you. This is the Les Jardins. Jardin. Sam tried to tell me how to say it. This is the volume 2 though. Very colorful, very pretty. I might use that because I'm like wanting to do a pink eye. Like that's really what I want to do. This is the Honoré palette, and this one's another really beautiful one. It's like pinky and terracotta, but a little bit more subdued. And I really loved how they did their color stories, because to me they were like cohesive, but also there was a lot of room to play and kind of do different things, especially if you're doing like pops or one shadow looks. You could get a lot of different variation, especially for only 9 shades. And then last, okay, this one is the Triumph of Venus palette. I really love that one as well. So those are all the ones I had. They also did do a collab, and this is actually a water activated liner palette, which I kept around, and I think I'm gonna use it today. Like, why the F not? Let's get freaking fun. Let's do something fun. But the other palette that I have, this one is from Item Beauty, and I got this in a BoxyCharm. I want to say that this wasn't when it was closed down, like maybe it was right before, but I might be wrong. Maybe it was like during, and that's the reason it was in there. But this is actually really pretty. So the middle all had matte shades, but then the outer corners are like the flaky kind of topper shades that I love. Like, again, this, if it was in Sephora, like that's a great value of a palette, you know, with some mattes, which are useful, but then the shimmers, which I just, you know, prefer and love. I think first I want to just use this peachy shade. I'm just drawn to it and I'm gonna go for it. I really need to wash my brushes, but we're just gonna pretend that that doesn't exist. And I'm gonna build up a bit of a crease with the shade Geranium. Okay, I kind of like that. I don't even know what else I want to do. I'm kind of thinking about tapping just this light shade on and then using a pink for the wing of a liner and see how that goes. So I'm using this shade Moonstar, this one here, and it actually has a little bit of like a pinky duochrome to it. It's like a lot more flaky though, and I'm just tapping that over. All right, now for a little bit of fun detailing. I'm a little nervous, but I'm like pushing myself out of my comfort zone. Why else would I save this? At this point, literally, if I'm not gonna use it, there's no reason to keep this. Is no reason to keep this, okay? So I'm really interested in the pink, so I think that's gonna be a wing, and maybe I'll add some like cute little dots or something here, like 2 little dots. That'd be kind of cute, maybe with the white shade, or maybe, I like the white, I think. Kind of keep it monochromatic. I'm just gonna use MAC Fix Plus. Spray it in there. I'm trying to work up a consistency that I'll like. That's not too runny or too watery. This would also work as like a base though. So I have it nice in there. I have a little bit, I practiced a little on the back of my hand. Let's see, I just want something small. Okay, can you see it? I hope you could see it. I might have added too much water, and I don't want to add too much paint because I don't want it to crack. It's subtle but cute. This would also be cute to maybe do like lashes, like somehow put them on a spoolie, you know, and then do colorful lashes. And I'm just gonna keep those to the outside, and then I do want to do little dots. I bought this little brush. It's from Suva Beauty, and they also do some water activated stuff. So I'm gonna try to do just little dots. I'm trying to make them smaller as I go out. Okay. All right, I'm gonna leave it there. I don't even know if you can see that. It's pretty monochromatic, but I kind of like that it's pretty subtle. Maybe I'll use the white though and kind of go under my wing just to like, I don't know, see if I can just get like a little bit of a trace outline. The white seems to have like shimmer in it though. It's not like a true opaque white. So there's that. Okay, I think I'm gonna leave it there. Very subtle. We'll get a close-up, don't get me wrong. I kind of like that though. I kind of like that it's not too in your face. Ooh, I think that color is gonna stain me. I think it's gonna stain. For my brow bone and inner corner, I'm gonna use the Becca highlighter. All right, for lashes, I actually have a product from Item Beauty. This, I feel like alone should have been the thing that like kept them in business because I really like the lash snack. So the packaging also was so cute. Okay, that was like unsatisfying as heck. But the packaging from Item Beauty is also really cute, like how it opened and stuff. Anyway, lash snack mascara. This is my second one. I picked up another one of these from like a boxy sale because I loved it that much. The wand is what I feel like was so unique about it. It's so tiny, but I feel like it really does grab all my lashes and really give me like a pieced out look, you know, like where my lashes really have some nice definition. So we'll see if what I'm remembering is correct because it's so small. You can really get in there. And again, like I feel like it really separates and gives some nice length. It almost gives me that like I just got lash extensions kind of look, but not necessarily a bunch of volume. You know, sometimes they look like a little too thick, like really unnatural in that way. This one gave me that like, you just got a few. I also like it for my lower lashes too. So this is with basically two coats, like two finessed coats on this eye, and then obviously none on this eye. Mascara like changes a look for me. But like I said, the wand, it's like you can get it in there and then kind of like turn it and then lift and really just brush through. And that's something I really like. I don't know if I've ever had one where it really feels like the bristles are touching and gripping like every last lash. I just wish it was a little bit more wet. I can't tell if that's because it's, you know, dried out in the tube or what, but that's like my only thing because it can get a little dingleberry if you're not careful. Those are the eyes done. I'm gonna zoom you in so you can see what's going on, but it's cute. I like the little wing. It's a little subtle, but this is how I like to do color, I feel like now. It's a little more delicate. I like that look, and I feel like it looks good with my glow. My skin's pretty glowy right now, but I haven't even powdered, so I feel like overall still looks pretty good for no powder. All right, to finish this video up, I do have an Item Beauty lip oil. You know, they were on trend with the lip oils. That's what I'm saying. They always had like the trendy products, but I am gonna line my lips. I'm using the Haus Labs lip liner. Haus Labs is not discontinued, but I do feel like they are like another kind of form of, I guess it's just a rebrand, but it really feels like they shed their old skin and now are just like a whole new brand. So it almost feels like a little bit of a phoenix, I guess, of death, where they died, then came back stronger than ever, which I think is great. It was a good move. But this lip liner is from their old stuff, and I thought it made sense to use it. It's a little orange. And then the lip oil, it's called the Lip Quip in the shade Come Through. And this is kind of orangey too. I thought the colors would work well. And again, a pretty damn good lip product, you guys. It actually feels like a lip oil. Like, it doesn't feel like a gloss. When they say lip oil, I feel like this is the consistency I'm thinking of. It's a little bit thin, has absolutely no stick to it, but it's not so thin like a true oil, you know, has a little bit more, but nice and shiny, feels kind of hydrating. I can't put my finger on what the scent of these are. I think it's peach. I think it's like almost like a peach gummy ring. That's kind of the scent, but it doesn't have a flavor when you taste it. But here we are. This is the final cool look. I hope you guys enjoyed the video, just kind of a fun one. I'd love to know down below what brands do you miss the most that have, you know, gone extinct, that have closed their doors and closed down. And I'd also love to know, like, do you have any predictions for what's gonna close next? Like, what do you think is? I honestly can't think of anything quite off the top of my head, but I'd love to know if you have any opinions on that. Let me know down below. But thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you have an amazing day. Thank you so much for being here. And other than that, I will see you in the next one. Bye, guys.